Last weekend saw the Watercress line hold its 2024 Diesel Gala. A fantastic few days with an incredible lineup, from modern traction including a Class 59 and 2 HST power cars, paired with something a little more heritage, including a 4TC and 2 Class 50s, not of course forgetting our very own diesel fleet. The event also saw a rather photogenic lineup at Rockley Yard, with 3 Class 50s all previously based at Lara Depot in Plymouth, including Lion, which is currently being worked on, resulting in a rather spacious engine room. Over the weekend, visitors had the chance to sign their name in return for a small donation to help with the work going on with Lion. So we thought we'd seize the opportunity to catch up with our operations manager Richard to find out more about the event and to get an update with Lion.
Normally there'd be a V16 English electric power unit sat in here and a raft of generators behind you, but we've currently got the engine and generators set out for repairs. So yeah, we've got a weekend, Friday the 12th through to Sunday the 14th of July. We've got a diesel event going on, so we've got I think we've got 12 vehicles running around. We've got 11 locomotives and a 4TC unit, so quite a big, probably the biggest lineup we've done in truth, certainly in the recent years. We've got some locomotives. We've got a locomotive Class 50 from Hanson and Hall, 2 high-speed train power cars from Rail Adventure, Class 50 50021 Rodney from the 50021 26 group, and then the 4TC unit from Transport for London, London Underground, kindly lent to us, and then Home Fleet, 220s, 47, 2 Class 08s and a Class 11, so quite a raft of things going on. It's been really good actually, yeah. It's always a sort of, very difficult when you're putting a lineup together, trying to find something that'll appeal to the greater number. Some people want the more modern stuff. We've got Freightliner kindly provided a Class 59 for us, so we've historically only had one here in the past in 1990, so that's a massive shot in the arm to us. Not everybody likes the more modern things, so we try and have a mixture of sort of historical 60s, 70s locos right through to up-to-date stuff and appeal to as many people as we can in truth. This week we've had the 3 generators return from repair, so we've just had the main generator, the auxiliary generator and the electric train heating generator repaired and serviced. They've had a sort of all the insides cleaned up, machined, revarnished, baked, so they're as bulletproof as we can make them. Unfortunately with these type of locomotives you can't just take the generators out, you have to take the engine out as a power unit and then strip them separately, so we've taken the opportunity now to pull the whole unit out effectively between the radiators behind me and the clean air room right the way through to the number 2 end, and basically a once in a lifetime chance to clean all this out. There's probably 2-3 inches of tradition, let's call it, on the floor. With sort of oil, water, muck, spanners, anything that got dropped, newspapers, and chance to clean it out, give it a paint, actually assess everything there, paint the engine room as a whole. In truth, this is a bit like a submarine when you walk through it, so because it's a V16, a V engine is obviously narrower at the bottom and fans out to the cylinder heads on either side, so you're almost head and shoulders height is the narrowest part, so it's always quite difficult to walk through. So it's very difficult to manage a lot of this with the engine and generators in here. So it's really a sort of a once in our lifetime chance to give it a bit of love and make it look a bit tidier for the future. Yeah, so we're at the moment the generators are back on site. They arrived here last week, so we're now fixing up some dates with the 50 Alliance guys, Tony Middleton and his team, to come down and basically reinstall the power unit back in the loco. And then in truth we'll probably have a couple of months worth of testing and proving, because there's an awful lot of things. The loco's been out of use probably near on for 2 years, so undoubtedly there'll be some things that come out of the woodwork, things that were working 2 years ago that have decided that they've had a little bit of a rest and don't want to work when we come back to it. But I'm hopeful, September, October time we'll be back in business. The trick is we don't want to rush it because of obviously the work we've done, we don't want to spoil and undo anything that we've had to put right. Yeah, there's a little bit of a layer of lineup. As I say, like all of these things, you start out with an idea for a gala, and by the time you get to the actual first day of the race, it doesn't look like anything you thought of to start with. But almost by some part accident, part luck, we've ended up with 3 Lera locos together. 8 was a Lera favourite with 15. 21 was there in the sort of DCRW days with the engineering works. Lion was always a Lera favourite with the red buffer beam, so she was always very much part of the furniture. And 21 was shunted in on Thursday night by 08288 that was a Newton Abbott 08. So there's a little bit of a Devon theme going on, particularly with an HST's running around the place. It's a little bit of Devon in Hampshire. Yeah, so it was a little bit of a, I mean, unfortunately all of these things are bottomless pits. Somebody always said that if you want to make a big fortune, you make a fortune out of owning a locomotive, start with a big fortune, because they are horrendously expensive to look after and maintain. So a lot of this is about really just giving chance to people to come and pay their respects to the loco a little bit, but also it's put some money in the tin for the guys to sort of pay for tins of paint, pay for materials. This has been horrendously expensive. It could have been a lot worse, let's face it, with the generator repairs, but it's still an awful lot of money to find for a very small group, which is fundamentally a family that owns the loco. So that's what we've got to remember. It's not a BR loco with a big budget behind it. It's a small team of friends and family that sort of look after her and nurture her. So yeah, anything really to it's a bit of a payback. People can put some nice words inside, and in turn for that give us a donation which actually goes into the fabric of the loco and helps it run again.